Welcome back. Hey, how you doing? Welcome into twitch.tv/ice cream uploads or youtube.com/ice cream uploads or Spotify. Don't know how the naming stuff goes /ice cream uploads. How you doing? Hey, welcome in. My name is Graham Day and I'm joined by the man that we call Bibby. I'll read Bib.
Hello, good after morning. Oh no, it's still morning, just about.
Yeah, it's easy morning. It's like 11 a.m., which is 10 a.m.-ish, which is perfect. Spot on. Let's go, baby. It feels strange doing this because it's been a bajillion years. Like, not only have we had all sorts of events and stuff running, obviously you've been doing a few scoops when you can, but for me, I had a full almost 2 weeks away from streaming because I had Gamescom and then had a week off where I decided after the stuff that we'd been doing over the weeks building up to that, I was actually going to take time off and not even stream Chasing Crates with Mates on the Wednesdays or the Saturdays. So, yeah, I know. God damn. Which is why Tito says, who this? New employee? Welcome, newbie. Hey, how you doing? So, yeah, welcome in. My name is Graham. You may have forgotten that. It has been a while since I've been here, but I'm joined by Baby. We are Ice Cream Uploads in true Ice Cream fashion. This is the Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast. If we do say so ourselves, and if it's not the UK's, it's definitely what was it? Bosnia Herzegovina's number.
That's it.
Yeah, let's go, baby. Nice. Anyway, we are here to give you our thoughts and our impressions on the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games, and we will do that over the next hour or so. We will also give you our thoughts and impressions on those stories, but we want to hear your thoughts and impressions, and then your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. That's kind of how the whole thing works. So we may be live on twitch.tv/ice cream uploads, where we, well, not me, where Bibby kind of goes live most weekdays-ish at 10 a.m.
That's a huge-ish at this moment in time.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I'll jump out of the intro for a little bit there. So, if you've just got an alert and you've dropped in on Twitch thinking, like, each and every single weekday? What the fuck? Yeah, well, we used to do that. Pretty consistently for about fucking nearly 4 years. But this last 3 months or so has been obscene. So we did a press and media event for one of our clients. We can talk about it now because it's all out there. So we did a press and media event for Konami where we had 4 of their new releases or unreleased games. Metal Gear Solid, Signe, Super Crazy Rhythm Castle, which is a badass game, by the way. Super Bomber 2. So we had those 4 games at a press event that we weren't just attending, but we were putting on the event. So we had to make sure we had the consoles, the venues, the food, and the press lists, flying in people from around Europe and stuff. So we had all of that shit doing before Gamescom, and then the week after it was Gamescom. So half the jelly team, well, I suppose half the ice cream team was gone because I was out of the office and Bibby was still doing content bits at home. But yeah, we had to do the build-up to us being in Windsor for the press event, then we went straight out to Gamescom, and then I had a week off. So we've, been busy as fuck. So that's why we've not been around. But if anyone does drop into the stream, like Drew, hi, how you doing? Iceman, hey. Ted Knott, hiya. Then we appreciate you dropping in because, hopefully we'll be able to start to slowly get back to consistency again now. Because...
Oh, no, it's Christmas.
Absolutely, and before that, it's your birthday, and before that, it's my birthday, and then just before that, it's ICU's birthday as well. So end of November is ICU's birthday, by the way, just in case you didn't know. We don't push the date. Something like the 24th, I think, or something like that. Maybe a bit later, 27th. I don't know the exact date. We don't really push it because we have kind of, happy birthday to you. Yeah, we don't tend to push it because, well, I'm too busy pushing my own birthday, but also because it's the full period of birthday. Within like a 10-day period, it's my birthday, Bibby's birthday, and, well, I think it's like 15 days from ICU's to Bibby's, but it's all the birthdays. So last year we had a little bit of birthday bash content-wise, and we might be doing the same again this year. We'll see and stuff. So yeah, hopefully now... full steam ahead, content towards Christmas. But we also work in video games, which is why we have an ish on our start times. So, full steam ahead.
Big-ish.
Big-ish, exactly. Anyway, as mentioned, if you are watching the stream, we are live on twitch.tv/ice cream uploads. Please do feel free to get involved in the chat. We talked about thoughts and impressions. Drew says, what impressions do you want? What impressions do you do? I want to know. So please do feel free to get involved, because there's a lot of people that do watch and listen to this podcast on demand, and they don't get to give us their thoughts. So you can do that on behalf of those people. Please do feel free to get involved. But before we jump into any of the news, we're going to have a little bit of a chinwag about the last couple of weeks before we jump into that. A couple of reminders. Today is loot drop day. This is the first Monday of the month. So we are going to do a giveaway for one subscriber to the channel. And we've not mentioned this before. We've not even seen them. But we have new Ice Cream Uploads merch. Yeah. See this?
I know, they've just been sat there in a bag for like...
Felt the appropriate
a week.
Yeah.
They're
winking at me.
This is the power of the ICU merch, by the way. I mentioned ICU merch. Iceman instantly throws down the 22-month sub. Let's go, Iceman! Get yourself back into that loot drop. Oosh. So yeah, if you're a sub at 3 o'clock today, when we do the export of the names from Twitch, you will be included in this month's loot drop. And this that I'm wearing is the ICU blackout baseball cap, world renowned, the best streamers in the world. Well, me, Bib, Nacho. And Lotus as well, when he streams with his camera on, wear this. And Big Hams had his on stream. You get the idea. A bunch of people have this hat, but we have the new version of the hat. And West!
Holy shit.
Holy shit, says West with his 35-month sub. So we've got Iceman throwing down the 22-month primer, West with a 35-month sub, and David with a 22 months in a row.
Mine's the 16th of November.
Since we're promoting birthdays, mine's the 16th of November. There you go, David. There you go. 31 months as well. Okay, well, hype train, let's go, baby. That's it.
I might want to go down here myself. 1 second.
Mention subs, and everyone suddenly, not subs, merch. Everyone suddenly starts throwing down. I'm going to see if I've got mine as well. Ice Cream Uploads, Twitch. Can I sub to our channel? Is my primer ready to go? Don't know, because...
My name is Optimus Prime.
Let's go!
Let's go.
Thank you for the sub, Bib. We appreciate you giving us your stuff.
Just comes back all in a circle again, it's fine.
My name is Optimus Prime.
Thank you, me. I appreciate me for my things that I do for me. Let's go!
Well done,
Nice. Let me jump into the split screen. So yes, me and Bibby. That says Bibby's home. That's not right. It should be though, because Bibby should be at home. It's a Monday, but he's thought, fuck this. I'm gonna get into the studio and mix things up. There we go. ICU studio. Nice. So yes, me and Bibby won't be included in that giveaway, and technically neither will David. So, we'll take your sub. Screw you. Because, you know, that would be unfair in that and stuff. But yes. So, yeah, we will be giving away tomorrow the very first ICU hat V2. So we've got a new version of the ICU hats, which looks hopefully pretty cool. As Bibby says, they arrived last week and they've been wrapped up because I want to see there. I want to be there when they get opened. So we can't even open them and take pictures, but we can let you know that they will. Actually, you know what? Fuck it, Bibby. When you get back upstairs later on, open it up, get a couple of pictures, post it out, and say, by the way, if you're a sub by 3 o'clock, you'll be able to win one of these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So there you go. First looks will be going out on social media a bit later on today. But yeah, new ICU hats are in the building, and if people are interested in purchasing hats and stuff, we'll put them back in the Discord like we did last year in the merch section. They'll probably be about the same price again. It's about £17 delivered. That includes your postage, packaging, a little ICU sticker if we've still got some left, and stuff like that. We don't make money on the hats. We could do $29.99 plus postage and packaging like everyone else does on the internet, but we're not asked about making money off the merch. But yes, anyway, new hats, cool as fuck. Someone who is a sub at 3 p.m. today will win one of those hats. Let's go, baby. Yeah. Okay, let me scroll back. Drew was here for the fire intro, he said, and then the stream went down because Sky. Why not? Guten Morgen, Herr D. Guten Morgen, Iceman. How we diddling? Felt the appropriate time to do this. We appreciated it. Iceman. Where are we going? West, David, Bibbe, me. Thank you for all the subs and a level 2 hype train. Let's go.
Ooh.
The best runners and walkers in the world also wear it. That's facts. Facts. And Gagad can say that because he is sexy. 6 day. I know, and sexy.
Confirmed.
Yeah. And then you're cancelling Gagad? No. Well, we're cancelling Gagad, or Gagad's cancelling the sub. Which way is it? Nor me as Bibby is sending me the chair he's sat on. Yeah, exactly. The GT Omega Pro XL fabric bad boy. Let's go, BB.
Seat sniffer. Who wants this one that I'm sat on?
West. He's full on spent too much time chatting with Nichio. Absolutely.
Confirmed. I mean, Nichio got way too excited on Friday when we ended up finding a bike shop in Warzone.
So you've got Nichio's the bike seat sniffer and West is the bib seat sniffer. Let's go.
Confirmed.
New intro inbound. Never mind the welcome to the stream. 50% egg, 50% bib seat sniffer. Nice. GT Omega is at Insomnia Gaming Festival this weekend. It is. So I was chatting to the crew at GT Omega. Mercury, the guy that's the guy that we do all of our stuff with. He was like, "You guys going to Insomnia?" I was like, "No, sadly not. We just done Gamescoms and stuff. Leaving the house again. Ain't no one touching that digital grass for a while now. It's mambo." So no, yeah, we're not going. What we are going to do though is talk about video game news. So get yourself comfy. We are here to talk about a few stories though. Starting off with Neil Druckmann. If you don't know what that is, that's the brainchild, the creative director, I think, at Naughty Dog. And he says he can't say anything, quotes, about his current game because Naughty Dog will slaughter him. God damn. So, new Naughty Dog game? Then we'll talk about Starfield hitting over 230,000 concurrent players in its first 2 hours on Steam. Have you got Starfield, Bib?
I most certainly have.
Have you got it installed, Bib?
Partly.
Nice.
Touchy subject at the moment, Graham.
We'll talk about that shortly. Next up, after that, we'll talk about Bethesda. So going great with Starfield. It wasn't quite so well before that, though, as they had Redfall. But the exec at Bethesda says Redfall won't be abandoned and that it'll be, quote, it will, quote, get it to be a good game. Okay, we'll see. And then after that, we'll finish up with a more serious story as Actors Union SAG-AFTRA could win launch video game strikes over wages and AI. So,
My name is
big old bunch of news. Lake, thank you very much.
Matu ase miten kan kaiva lukwitski jetenkin anerisa ja championship managerisa.
I understood championship managerissa. The rest of it, no idea. I think he said something about Bibby's mum in champ manager or something like that. I don't know. He says mutter. That's got to be his mum, right? Right? God damn. What did that say, Lake? But thank you for the 27 months. We appreciate that. Thank you, everyone, for the subs this morning. Honestly, throw a little bit of sexy merch out and the world goes crazy. We appreciate you very, very much.
I know what it said. I can read finish. It says, ever since I got the computer, I've been playing too much, but it's okay. I've been having fun anyway, and especially in an Ari in the Championship Manager.
What language is that?
Finish, I think.
There's no finish. It's only 28.
I knew it. I knew it was coming.
Nice.
Fucking said, just cross that ball in, ready for the open net.
Open. Yeah, we're going to say it's not a ball, actually. It's a puck because he's put his NHL. So there you go. Sorry, he's crossed the puck in, ready for the open net. Nice. Anyway, okay. News. Video game news. Mr. Bibb, are you interested to find out a little bit more about Naughty Dog's latest game?
Do you know what, Graham? They've all been bangers. Let's find out more.
No, we will not, because Neil Druckmann says he can't say anything about his current game because Naughty Dog will slaughter him. Spill the zombies. Nice. Always look forward to a Vikki Blake tagline. This is over at Eurogaming. The article says Naughty Dog's Neil Druckmann has teased that he's, quote, working on another game, end quote, but says he can't say anything about it because Naughty Dog's communications director, quote, will slaughter him, end quote. See, there you go. Confirmed. Naughty Dog is a toxic place to work that employs actual real life murder as is it real life murder? Should that be real death murder? But anyway, you get the idea. What the fuck? Nacho!
2 a.m.-ish.
2 a.m. ish. I was chatting to Nacho. I joined Nacho for a game on stream yesterday, and someone was taking the mick or something, saying about like he should finish at 6 o'clock because it didn't start at 12, even though he should have actually started at 1 on Sunday because that's his start time. But I was like, you need an ish on there, and then I thought that's pretty ironic. Was talking about an ish start time. Anyway, so yeah, that's where 2 a.m. ish. That's the normal start time for the scoop. Let's go, baby. He did actually give you a task, which was you need to record a scoop and just throw it live as if we've just done it live at like 2 o'clock in the morning and see if people tune in. And just the time is now 1 a.m. ish. Let's go, baby.
Absolutely, let's do that. Let's do a rerun of one of our first shows or something in the studio that's completely different.
Oh no! Just imagine like
one mic between two of us.
It'll sound so horrible. It'll be like, welcome to the scoop. My name is Graham Day.
Joining me, Bibby from the other side of the room.
This is great, babe. So what have you been up to this week?
The Christmas special was 3 of us in here around one mic. That was fun.
Me, you, and Luke just sat sharing saliva over the mic. Not like that. Settle down. Settle down. Settle down. Nacho, thank you very much for the 30 months. We appreciate you very, very much. But now, if you've finished interrupting, thanks. Let's get back into the... Oh, Nacho, by the way, now you've... That still sounded better, I bet, 100%. 100% that would have sounded better because we had VSTs and everything on this. There were, so even not only last time would we have been over the way for the microphone like this, but you'd have heard the in the background just from the aircon unit and stuff like that. Terrible, terrible. Sounds the same to me. Okay, Granda.
Bastard.
Yeah, Nacho. So you've just subbed, which means you're in a chance to win the brand new Ice Cream Uploads baseball cap. I told you it was coming. Not like that. They've arrived. So we'll be posting some pictures in a bit. Yeah. Anyway, back into the news. So Naughty Dog's Neil Druckmann can't say anything about the new game because the communications director will slaughter him. Talking to Entertainment Weekly, Druckmann talked about how his job is really strange. Quote, I'm given feedback on this theme park thing. I'm working on the TV show and I'm working on another game. So I'm just kind of jumping around on different projects. End quote. And after confirming that the second season of HBO's blockbuster The Last of Us series is, quote, outlined and ready to go as soon as the strike ends, end quote. He was then asked about the highly anticipated third The Last of Us game. Quote, as far as the next game at Naughty Dog, I can't say anything, he said. My comms director over there will slaughter me. As teasers go, this one isn't the most exciting, granted, but Druckmann gave us the answer, gave that answer after being specifically asked about a third Last of Us installment. And given most studios usually immediately shoot down incorrect or inaccurate rumours, well, this has got plenty of The Last of Us fans excited, particularly in light of those recent The Last of Us Part 3 story leaks. I missed that. Back in 2021, Naughty Dog Neil Druckmann stated the studio had a story outline for The Last of Us 3 penned that he hoped one day can see the light of day. However, at that time, nothing was in development. Earlier this year, Druckmann reiterated that Naughty Dog is open to developing Part 3, but only if, quote, the team can come up with a compelling story that has this universal message and statement about love, as it did with Parts 1 and 2. As for the TV series, it sounds like we'll see around 4 seasons of The Last of Us' HBO show, according to co-creator and showrunner Craig Mazin. When asked how many seasons the show would likely need to tell all of its story, Mazin recently confirmed that 4 seemed like a good number. You never know, he said. It can end up being 3 or 5, but 4 seems like a good number. Some seasons, because of the story we're telling, will need fewer episodes, and some will need more. Okay. Neil Druckmann can't say anything about Naughty Dog's next game, but someone did ask specifically, can you tell us anything about the next The Last of Us? And he was like, I can't say anything about that because I will get slaughtered. So by not saying anything, in response to that, he's almost said that The Last of Us 3 is happening. I mean, it was always gonna be, right? What are your thoughts, babe?
Yeah, I mean, it's the football manager situation in it where the you know there's been a horrendous. It happened a couple of weeks ago with Arteta. There was an incident that took place on the pitch, and he inadvertently, after the final whistle, when he was doing the interviews, was saying, "Can you talk about that?" And he was like, "I mean, the classic Mourinho, if I speak, I'm in trouble," kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So obviously, it's a double. It might be a double bluff, or it might just be genuinely, if I talk about what the next project is, the project's never going to happen. I will be taken to court, all that stuff. So I don't know. I'm 50-50 on this. I mean, having a Last of Us Part 3 makes perfect sense because of how much money it would generate for Naughty Dog in the long run. But whether or not that project's ready to be even talked about, he goes on to say that it's obviously been penned, but there's going to be, before it gets the green light, there's obviously going to be a lot of rewrites, a lot of people, a lot of chefs in the mix, shall we say, trying to finesse the story to what end, I don't know. But I think I'm 50-50 on this one. I don't usually like sitting on the fence. I usually have quite a thought about it, quite a mixed feelings, emotions, and everything else that goes along with that when I'm making decisions. With this one though, I genuinely have no idea. Like, I'm happy to sit on the fence with this. I don't know if it's a cheeky double bluff, but I also can see that there might be something else at play here too.
Question: what if the Slaughtered is a clue and it's a game based on Sergeant Slaughter? The important questions coming in from the chat right now. Thank you, Fatman Dave Evo 7. We appreciate this.
Yeah, I'm all in. I am all in. As long as there's like a pre-order and you get the hat, then I'll be all in.
No, the pre-order's for the chin. the rest of it comes afterwards. At least Bibby isn't as angry as he was on Friday. Was Bibby getting angry on Friday?
Yeah, it was about one of the news stories, and I can't remember which one it was.
I remember I was prodding you because you seemed pretty touchy, so I started prodding you about the studio stuff. It was like,
well, as you can tell, I've got half of it working. I just can't get it to work with OBS. Right, fucking pain in the ass. But I can't remember what I was getting pissed off about. I was proper fucking like I was going ballistic about something.
Oh, Tito says I was poking the bear. I was. I'd not long since woke up. I was still sat in bed and I thought, fuck this. Today I choose violence.
Yeah, I can't remember what the news story was, but yeah, it proper got me back up about something.
Come on then, Tito. You watched it. How much did you pay attention? What was Bibby talking about? Bibby was there and he doesn't know.
Yeah, I was talking about. I literally went on like a 10-minute tirade on it. No idea. Can't remember. I've slept since then.
Bibby is a bear. There's a website for that. There's a website for everything.
Do not Google that.
Well, now I have to Google that.
Don't Google it.
I have no idea. I was working. Honest. Touche. Welcome in, Viv. How you diddling, laugh? How you diddling? So we're talking about Neil Druckmann / Naughty Dog's next game. Neil Druckmann can't say anything because he will get slaughtered. There's a little bit of banter. And if you want to read between the lines, then yes, possibly Neil Druckmann has confirmed that The Last of Us 3 is in production. He hasn't. But whilst that's not really a story like Vicky Blake says in there, it's not really a big reveal. As teasers go, this one isn't the most exciting. That's the way she put it. Perfectly phrased there, because The Last of Us has made 2 of the best video games in history, one of the best TV series in history. They're not just going to go, do you know what, fuck it, that cash that we've been absolutely rinsing, that critical acclaim that we've been earning, yeah, we're all right. We've had enough now. They're not going to stop there when they've got a story that could be expanded and a story that could be reshared in different mediums, like obviously continuing with the TV series. The Last of Us Part 3, for me, is inevitable. Fucking Thanos level of inevitable. It's going to happen. So Neil Druckmann almost kind of potentially confirming, but without confirming, but reading between the lines confirming that The Last of Us Part 3 is in production. That's like saying next year there will be a FIFA. Mm-hmm. I mean, they've not even this one's not even out yet. EA Sports FC is not out yet. So FC, what will that be? 25 next year? So it'll be 24. So 25. That's going to happen. We all know it's going to happen, but EA hasn't confirmed it yet. It's like that. There will be a Last of Us 3. So it's cool to talk about, and it does get juices flowing, but it's not really exciting. We all could have guessed that. Shock horror.
It was the Mario series. OLED model of the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. Bibby just like booting toddlers and shit because the Mario's on the back. Jaboom.
Yeah, it's an absolute. I went back through my browsing history then, so I thought I'm gonna have to undo the scoop thing to find out what it was. But yeah, it's there, bastards, still
Yeah.
seething.
It's
Got
like
me angry all over again.
just heard his voice. It was like, as he said, "Yeah, I found what it was. It was the Nintendo Mario." Settle down, mate. Settle down.
Still seething.
He kicked his cat and everything. Exactly.
Listen, there's no Kurt Zuma happening in my house. You know what I mean?
So yes, if you missed it on Friday, Nintendo are releasing a Mario edition of the Switch, and it is definitely 100%
by the way.
above asking price.
Well, it's
Was it more
it's the
expensive than?
yeah.
Oh,
It's not the normal RRP. I think it might be like 20 quid more.
Shocking. See, I mean, that makes it even worse. The fact that it's just badly planned, like, yeah, let's stick the... I think Tito or someone else in the chat mentioned it. You was like, why have they put the Mario on the back? It's because the Switch logo's in the front. And Nintendo are like day one marketing graduates when it comes to that sort of stuff. And Nintendo don't know how to market anyway. They ban anyone that's interested in sharing their game still, pretty much. So they've gone, yeah, we need to have the Nintendo Switch logo front and center. It's like, yeah, but everyone knows it's a Switch because, you know, they've bought it. So how about just having the Mario bit and you keep the Switch logo elsewhere? No, because we need to have the Switch logo front and center for advertising purposes. What, in my living room? That's where it's going to be. You put the logo on the box, for fuck's sake, but not on the actual... settle down, mate. It's like one of those old school brands. Like you'll get like brands that have super strict brand guidelines. We work in digital marketing for numerous industries, and it's not just related to video games. It goes into TV and everything else. And we've had things where brands go, okay, that's a really cool concept that you've done for our logo, but our logo has to be fluorescent orange. Code, I don't know what the fucking hex code for orange is, but whatever the hex code is, it has to be that one at all times. It's like, yeah, but like the game is a military shooter, so like, what about if we change your logo to a camo effect style so it's hidden in the trees and when someone moves you see the logo, like Predator in the films? Yeah, but can we keep it fluorescent orange? It's like, it's not going to be very camo then, is it, mate? You're kind of missing the point. Fuck! And that's similar sort of thing with Nintendo. They're going, yeah, we definitely can put a cool Mario thing on the back, out of the sight, gathering dust when it's on your shelf and you're never going to see it ever again. Oh, great. Yep. Nice one. Tell you what is the nice one. Starfield. Next story. This is written by Chris Scullion at VGC. It says Starfield has hit over 230,000 concurrent plays in its first 2 hours on Steam. The game is still in early access and isn't on Game Pass or general release until September the 6th. There's still a couple of days before this game hits Game Pass and everyone else jumps in and plays it. But Starfield hit more than 230,000 concurrent plays in its first 2 hours on Steam, despite only being in its early access period. According to SteamDB, the game hit a peak of 234,502 concurrent players on August the 31st at 10 p.m. ET, which was 3 a.m. British time, by the way. Just a couple of hours after it had launched. This was the sixth highest peak concurrent user count on Steam in the past 24 hours, even though the game isn't officially released until September the 6th. Players who buy Starfield's Premium Edition or Constellation Edition get up to 5 days of early access to the game, while everyone else has to wait for the official release date. Critical reception to the game has been largely positive, with the Xbox Series X and PC versions currently sitting on Metacritic scores of 87 and 88, respectively. I'm going to stop after this line because I don't want to go through all of it. But VGC Starfield Review calls it the ultimate Bethesda-ish. Going to keep going. Let us know when you see me. Hi. Gagad says rip. League says Kappa. That's Kappa, by the way. Hi. Can you see us? Refresh. Nice. Okay. So if you missed it, the bit that I was saying then, I don't know how far we got into it, but the bit that I was saying right at the end was, VGC think the game is good. If you want to read the full review, it was Jordan Midler. Jordan Midler did the full review for Starfield on VGC. Go feel free to check out their full review. We won't be going through the review or any of the review content on here. So there shouldn't be any spoilers and stuff from us, but do feel free to go check them out. We don't want to bastardize all of their content because we've already taken this article to discuss now. But Starfield hits over 230,000 concurrent players in just 2 hours of early access. So not even the whole world playing it yet, and it's already making records. What are your thoughts, Mr. Bibb?
Yeah, this is it's something that we touched on towards the back end of last week. I think it was the only scoop that we did last week. So it's not something that I can comment on wholeheartedly because I'm still yet to boot the game up. My internet's been down over the weekend pretty much its entirety. So I started to download the game. I know. I started to download the game. Funnily enough, we're both on Sky as well. Started to download the game. Don't actually think it finished because it went down like an hour after I started to download it. And I know my internet's fast, but I don't think I could download like 101 gig in an hour. So yeah, I just left it going. I'm looking forward to getting to it. I haven't got my own fully fleshed out opinions of the game, obviously, because I've only been able to take other people's content in. But for what I can see, it's Skyrim in space with a few additional features on there. I will go on and say though, from the videos that I've seen, I don't think it's as pretty as it possibly could be, and I think that might be a small downfall on your side, obviously, because it doesn't bother me. I played Skyrim for fucking God knows how long, played Fallout. I don't think the colors and I don't think it's as 2023 as it could potentially be. Now, bear in mind, the people who I've seen stream it, I've only seen them stream it off their console rather than them playing it on like Ultra on the PC. It might look unbelievable, but they might not be able to stream it. But the content creators that are around and my friends that have been streaming the game, it doesn't look as pretty as I probably thought it would do. But that might just be a me issue, and the fact that obviously Twitch can only put out at 1080. I'm not going to hold it against them. Graphics to me, unless they are horrendous and it's an art style choice or something along the lines, it doesn't really bother me all that much. I play games on my PlayStation 2, the PlayStation 1 and older consoles all the time, so I'm not in that headspace where games have to look the absolute best. However, this obviously was marketed as the best looking, visually best game ever kind of thing. So I'm gonna hold it in reserve until I actually play it myself, and I'm playing it downstairs on the 4K TV. But from what I've seen and the game itself, this doesn't surprise me. This genuinely doesn't surprise me. Bethesda games usually 9 times out of 10 are my absolute jam. Like they are the worlds that I want to get lost in more often than not, and I feel like this is definitely going to be one of those games too.
It's an interesting one for me because I have Starfield installed and I've not had the time to properly go at it, so I've just not fired it up yet. I've had a few hours over the weekend, and a few hours, literally 2 hours ish, maybe. I feel like if I'm going to sit down and play this, I need like a 5-hour stint so I can get in, get my character customized, and start to fully understand stuff. Because I've never played an RPG, definitely not a Bethesda RPG. Anyway, I've played action RPGs. I was in the conversation the other day. Obviously, any game has an element of RPG-ish, like a Jedi Fallen Order or whatever. I've played those sorts of games, but I've not played Starfield-esque game, a Bethesda RPG or anything of that ilk. I've never got lost in it. So I want to go in because there's lots of core understanding that someone like Bib, who's spent years of his life in Skyrim and Elder Scrolls and so on, lost on me. Like, I don't have that experience, so I'm going in and making day one noob mistakes and doing noob things like, what does that do?
That's how you learn fast.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how you learn fast in those games. That's the best part about them. Like, there's genuine.
Okay, let me just refresh my page. Refresh. We should be back for part 76 of The Scoop. Welcome into part 76 of The Scoop. If you missed it, what we were just talking about Starfield passing 230,000. If you're watching this online and listening to this, by the way, you're thinking, what, you're on part 76? My internet is shit, which just dropped out for like the third time today. So, hey, how you doing? So if you'll be like, wait, it's consistent for me. Yeah, it will be. But people watching live get to deal with this bullshit. So yeah, basically, we were talking about Starfield passing 230,000 concurrent players in 2 hours of early access, just on Steam alone, not on Xbox or any of that sort of stuff. And I was saying that I need to spend time in this game. So sitting down with just a couple of hours is not enough. I need a bunch of hours to go in, get used to it, make lots of mistakes before I can start to fully appreciate the world. And as I was talking about, Bibi was talking about coming on a dragon or something down a mountain or something.
So like when you first jump into obviously Skyrim, you make your way down the mountains. I think you've got like a stone like a way shrine that you can choose one of 3 abilities to try and get better at, and then anyway beyond that There's a giant at the bottom of it. You go near that at level 1, you're getting fucked up, mate. Like that's one of those fuck about, find out situations. So I imagine you have that kind of thing over in Starfield where you're going to be severely underleveled, and there's going to be areas that you potentially shouldn't go in. It won't tell you that you can't go in there, I don't think. It's just one of those, you go in, you see the level above the red, and you go, nope, and then you just hightail it out of there. But that's the beauty of those things. Like, the world is lit, or the universe in this is literally your playground. You can kind of do whatever you want in there. So you can't really do anything wrong in a Bethesda game. You can go in and make a mistake, but usually you might be able to try and save yourself. You might be able to just go, nope, I don't want to go in there. And then you get out of there. But it's just so open for you to be able to find your own way and navigate your way around a Bethesda game. That's the beauty of it. That's what I love more than anything. Just genuinely exploring different places, different townships and things like that, and getting to know the neighbors or whatever. But they tend to give you side quests that you can get some juicy XP from to be able to level up a little bit faster away from the main quest line, which apparently a lot of the side quests are actually better than the main story ones. Again, not played it myself, so I can't confirm that, but that's what I've heard from a variety of people, that the main storyline isn't the best, but some of the side quests are.
I've been jumping in and out of people's streams and trying to not watch too much, but I keep trying to watch a little bit to get a feel for it, and it's just not doing me any justice really in terms of getting a feel for the game. But even this morning I jumped in, I had Wobbles' stream on while I was working away, and then I heard Bowser talking to him, and I was like, what? Is there like some multiplayer thingy after the story or something then? And it was just like, no, Bowser's just playing it and I'm just playing it, so we're just chatting together kind of thing. I was like, oh, okay. But I was like, fuck, I completely missed the multiplayer bit. But there was a multiplayer bit. Like, God, well, this changes everything. But yeah, I am looking forward to it. What do you guys think? Do you guys like it? So Tito did say something, said, a lot of people have said the same. You need to get through the first couple of hours to then get lost in the freedom of what you can do. I've seen other people saying that they don't like the idea that they can just get lost in the freedom, that they like their hands being held, which I understand, but that's probably something I need to consider, because I'm used to playing games on rails, stories and so on, that you can only do so much. But in Skyrim, if you're making your own game in this vast expanse, I can understand that being quite daunting for people that aren't used to that, and that's probably something that I will come up against. But that's kind of one of the things that I want to try and get lost in. PUBG is do what you want for a 30-minute push to one central point, which, I mean, that central point changes every game, but it's the same concept. It's the same thing over and over and over again. This is like, do what you want. Literally. It's like, oh, fuck, okay. So I don't have like 5 minutes to get my shit, and then you're telling me where to go, and I do what I want that, and then you tell me where to go next, but then I do what I want. This is just, no, do what you want. So, yeah, that is quite daunting a concept, especially for 30 to 40 hours of mainline content, and then you get into the open world extra stuff. But yeah, the idea of that does sound pretty cool to me. I do like the idea, honestly. I want to start an empire before I hit the main story. Darth Tito. No phone it, not Darth Tory. Not played it yet, just watched it, can't wait to start it. Are you going to be playing it on Wednesday then, P Honey? Thank you for the uploads as well, by the way. I did hear that before the interwebs went down. Good to see you, dude. So yeah, if anyone else is interested in playing it, please do feel free to throw your thoughts and impressions, whether you've played it or not just yet. But if you are interested in playing it, it does become freely available for everyone on Wednesday. I assume that's midnight UK time that it goes live. I don't actually know how that works, but you can pre-install it. I know tons of people have already got it pre-installed, ready to go. So yeah, let us know how you're feeling about that. I mean, for all intents and purposes, Bethesda have pretty much smashed it. It's an 87/88 on Metacritic. It has some bugs in it. But one of the memes is Bethesda games always have... You buy the games for the bugs, and then they get rid of that, and you're left with the game afterwards kind of thing. It's all that sort of stuff. There's more bugs than games to begin with. This one, there is bugs, but most people that I know that have been talking about it, bearing in mind it's still in early access, it's still pre-day one. Most people have said, yes, there are bugs, but... Chappers! Thank you for 38 months, you beautiful man. How you doing? Hey. The gist is, there are bugs in the game, because that's what you get in Bethesda games, but there are a lot less bugs than you would normally get in a Bethesda game, and there is a lot of things to do. So for me, that sounds like everything I would have expected, but better from the launch of this. I was hoping they would stick the landing. From the intents and purposes, they're just below a 9 on Metacritic out of 10. 88, 87 is where they're currently scoring. That, for me, is a really strong game. For a game of that size and scale, and bugs that you can easily forget at the benefit of the story kind of thing, I mean, for me, that's a win. That's a win. So, GG's to Bethesda, which is a big change from where they were just a few months ago. As I open up this story from Chris Scullion at VGC, it says Bethesda exec says Redfall won't be abandoned and that it'll get to be a good game. That was a quote, by the way. Pete Hines compares the game's launch to that of Fallout 76. Yeesh. So Bethesda's head of publishing, Pete Hines, says the company will make Redfall a good game, despite an underwhelming reception at launch. Speaking to GamesIndustry.biz, Hines was asked if the reception to Redfall has placed more pressure on Starfield, which releases on September the 6th. Hines answered that even if Starfield was to have a tricky launch, Bethesda wouldn't just leave it to fail. Quote, "We are always in a place of learning, so that's not new for us," he replied. "We don't like failing to meet our players' expectations. At the same time, we are the same company that has had launches that didn't go the way we wanted, and we don't quit or abandon stuff just because it didn't start right." Hines went on to state that Bethesda would continue to work on Redfall to ensure that it becomes a good game. Quote, "The Elder Scrolls Online's PC launch was not flawless, but we stuck with it," he explained. "Now it's like this insanely popular multi-platform. It's the same with Fallout 76. Redfall is no different for us. Okay, we didn't get the start we wanted, but it's still a fun game, and we're going to keep working on it. We're going to do 60 frames per second. We're going to get it to be a good game because we know as a first-party studio, Game Pass lives forever. There will be people 10 years from now who are going to join Game Pass, and Redfall will be there." Okay, we can stop there. I'll just add this last quote bit in. It garnered an aggregate of 56 for Xbox Series X and S and 53 on PC on Metacritic. Metacritic. Nice, that one. Metacritic. Okay, so Fallout 76 didn't have a great launch, but they turned it around, turned it into a good game. Lots of communities like that, and he said the same with this. I don't know the difference. I always get it wrong. Elder Scrolls Online, there you go. PC, same. Now it's a massive thing. Is this the same, or is Bethesda kind of like comparing apples and oranges? Is the Elder Scrolls and Fallout 76 two massive titles that have huge established communities? Is it fair to say that the launches of titles within those realms is the same as the launch of a Redfall, a brand new, not really well-marketed game that didn't stick the landing at all on its first launch? And this is not just a case of it being buggy as well. I haven't played it, so I'm paraphrasing. Well, I'm referencing quotes from Sheepfragger, who played it. He said that it was literally bad. It was a bit patchy. Things could have been better. He was like, the characters were crap. There was game-breaking bugs, but then if you get rid of the game-breaking bugs, the content within it was shocking. There was no real end game to it, and it sounded to me that it was just crap across the board. So Fallout is good because its history. Fallout 76 has had the time to succeed and fix those issues because it's had great games before. I don't know if Elder Scrolls Online's PC launch, I'm assuming there was games in the series before that was released. I don't know. But once again, it will have a name that it can build on. Redfall being so bad at its first landing, is that the same? What are your thoughts, babe?
I don't think there's a one size fits all with this. I think, like you're saying, Elder Scrolls Online having the history with the likes of Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, Daggerfall, all of those games that came before it, give it enough stock to be able to go, okay, we can kind of wait this one out, because it was like, little history lesson. I bought ESO on the day that it came out, obviously. Played it for about 2 days, fucking hated it, got rid of it, and then never came back to it for like 2.5, 3 years until I thought it was in a state that I could actually go in and enjoy it. And now it's probably my favorite MMO of all time. ESO is an MMO. Fallout 76, arguably, unless I'm sure it's advertised as an MMO because it's an always on game, massive multiplayer online. And I've just kind of read out the abbreviation to everyone then. But that's essentially what they are. But Fallout 76 has had games that came before it to give it enough stock, like you mentioned before. With this being a brand new release, and I don't think it's an MMO, so correct me if I'm wrong with this, but I think eventually it might become a decent enough game. Like the Metacritic scores kind of speak for itself. However, I do go on a lot about Metacritic scores, about we shouldn't always pay that much attention to them, because what your enjoyment is of video games, Graham, is completely different to mine. So you might think it's a decent game, I might not, and vice versa. So with the way that the game presents itself and the game-breaking bugs, the storyline and everything, it's just got it all going against it, which is a highly disappointing foundation to begin your new IP off of. Whether or not they end up making and changing the game enough for people to want to go back and play it again, I don't know. I don't think the Metacritic score is going to change. It never does, but the user score does. And I think that's what they need to focus on now, right? User score might be a 5.6. If we can get this to a 7, perfect. We've got something to be able to go off of then. If we can get it up to an 8, amazing. Like, I'd say 6 is an average game. Like, that should be the bare minimum that you should be able to. 1 should be completely unplayable. The disc doesn't work. The digital download, every time you go to play the game crashes. That's your 1. 10 is genuinely, absolutely flawless. There is not one fault with the game. So 5 and 6 are your bang average. The game works. Minor bugs. The storyline is okay. It's very linear. It's very one-directional. The voice acting, there's no voice. Well, there's limited voice acting, that kind of thing. And then you've got a nice foundation to be able to go to with 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. At this moment in time, Metacritic of 56. That's on a 5. That is unacceptable for a Bethesda game. This is Cyberpunk-esque in terms of what they have delivered at this moment in time. Cyberpunk are definitely coming out the other side now, and I can't wait to be able to play Phantom Liberty, not in terms of the actual DLC, but what the DLC brings to the main game, the new skill trees, and the way that the police are going to adapt to situations now, that all the bug fixes and stuff. I genuinely can't wait to actually get involved with Cyberpunk on the 22nd, I think it is, this month when it comes out. So maybe they end up having a redemption arc like that, but at this moment in time, I cannot see this happening. I can't see this happening in the next 2 years, maybe in 3 or 4 years' time, because they're saying in 10 years' time they want it to be playable. What timeline have they give themselves to be able to get all of this sorted out? So I think they've definitely got a long, rocky road ahead of them. I don't know when it's going to get turned around, but I've got every confidence at some point that they will. And when that happens, I'm happy to go and give Redfall a try.
Yeah. I mean, it never really sold itself to me anyway. So I'm not particularly gutted the fact that I'm not trying it. But yeah, as gash as it is, it's still good to see Bethesda's.
Gash as it is,
Yeah.
I have not heard that. I have not heard that phrase in about
What,
15
gash?
years.
Oh, I said
Yeah.
that. You clearly don't watch enough PUBG on a Wednesday evening. Oh, that was gash. As gash as it is right now, as garbage as this game is, the fact that they aren't going to abandon it and the fact that they will work on it is good for me. I don't feel it will be saved. If I'm honest. Yeah, gash. If I'm honest, I don't feel like they can save it. I feel like Cyberpunk had multiple efforts of being saved, but Cyberpunk, even though it's a different game from The Witcher, was saved by the fact that Witcher was stirring so many pots. It had not Witcher, CD Projekt was stirring so many pots. People didn't really class Cyberpunk as Cyberpunk. They classed it as CD Projekt, and CD Projekt had already fecked up with The Witcher-ish and then fixed that and made it wonderful. And then they've delivered a really good TV series, and then they've delivered an animated TV series, obviously The Witcher TV series, and then the Cyberpunk TV series. And then they started fixing it, and then they acknowledged issues with patches, and then they're releasing more content and stuff. So it's almost like a brute force and a massive expenditure to turn Cyberpunk around. I don't feel like Bethesda have invested as much into Redfall as CD Projekt had into Cyberpunk. So I don't feel like they will have the same level of commitment to turn this around. So I believe they will do, because there was comments, and it mentioned at the very bottom of this article, Matt Booty said in June that there were no plans to close the developer Arcane Austin, as he felt Microsoft should have done a better job to support the studio. So I believe that Microsoft will try fix it, Arcane, Bethesda will try fix it, but they will also do enough to make it oh, that's decent. It's not 5 anymore. It's probably a 7 game, and we'll move on because 7 is well playable. So they'll move it up from a 5 to a 7, and then they'll move on. And we probably won't get a sequel, but we will get Starfield and Elder Scrolls and whatever, and we'll go on from there. I feel like that's what it is. Applause for them fixing it, but I still don't. I feel like it. If you're a brand new game in a world of similar sort of content, like Redfall is, then if you arrive DOA, then yeah, you're not going to get a second chance. So I feel like they can fix it, but it's not going to be what it could have been. Ever will be what it could have been. Okay, pin in that one. Jump back a bit. There's a lot of conversation. I'm going to be on it on Wednesday. It's more akin to Fallout 3 than Fallout 4. Something about Fallout 4 just didn't hit for me.
I know a lot of people have said that.
I've lost my scrolly job here. Because this fucking ad-breaking progress thing that pops up just takes up half my fucking bar now. Get the fuck out of here. I like it there, so I know when people I've got ads that they're watching and stuff, but I don't like it there because it just gets in the fucking way. Chappers, thank you for 38 months. Starfield looks good. I'm also enjoying seeing people whinging about absolutely nothing about it. Just a few. I don't believe you. What? Call to do it. Nice. So many people are saying how shit it is in streams they've not played it. Fanboyism. What? Starfield? People are saying it's shit without playing it. I've seen a few people say that, and I've seen a few people within like 30 minutes of starting it go, this is shit. This is shit. Not enjoying this. Which I'm not the biggest fan of that idea. For a game that's so big and expansive, you can't really judge it in 30 minutes. I know it's your own cash, it's your own opinion. If you want to get your money back, jobs are good. And I've seen people saying that didn't really like it, got my money back for varying reasons. But I feel like you need to stick more than you can probably get in your free trial in this to fully understand whether you're going to like it or not. So trying to judge something like this off of a 120-minute playthrough is not really going to give you the full picture.
Genuinely, like for open world games like this, if you've got any change out of 10 hours, then I don't think you've given it enough time. Like, I know the storyline is meant to be 30 hours, but that's for main storyline, including side quests and stuff like that. You're probably looking at like 80
100.
hours. So
yeah, there was.
It's, you know what I mean? Like 10 hours doesn't even scratch the surface. That's a fucking prologue.
Yeah.
In open world games like this.
And you always see those like sort of cliche-ish lines, which I've seen used on this as well. Is like the game doesn't start until you finish the main story, and I'm like, what?
Endgame's bigger than the actual game.
And that's the thing though. A lot of people can't comprehend that because that's where games like Avengers fell down because it didn't have the end game. It's like, okay, we've got a cool story. Cool, not great, but cool. And then what do you do at the end? Oh, I don't know. Just keep going. Great, nice.
It sounds dumb, but yeah, these games are made like that. Like I've seen Greg Miller talking about that New Game Plus. Greg James, sorry, yeah. I saw him saying that New Game Plus this time round. It's like a completely different game, but that's what the game is. That like you want that kind of stuff in there. I know he knows this more than anybody. He just can't really go into detail about it because it'll spoil the storyline. But like having New Game Plus is a massive thing in a lot of games. Like people would rather play God of War the second and third time than just the first one. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I love stuff like that, but that's my bread and butter essentially. So I'm happy to see that kind of stuff is just as good second time round as it is the first.
Yeah. Champa says Dr. Disrespect, for instance, has made himself look a right tosser for the 85th time this year. So what actually happened with the doc? I saw the doc sharing something. Someone shared a video of the doc, and he was talking about being rejected by Bethesda. And then there was something pronouns related in the post. Like the doc had been complaining about it was either the fact that you choose your pronouns in the game, or someone said it was something to do with one of the execs on the game or something had their pronouns in their bio, and the doc went to rant about that. But I didn't actually see that content because that content wasn't included in the clip. And then I did see the doc sharing something saying blown out of proportion or basically that's what he said. I can't remember what he said. So I don't actually know what he said. What I did see though was, did you see that there's something called heel versus babyface was his name? Yeah. What an absolute tosspot that man is. Let me just take my headset off.
Slavering that took place in that, like You know what tickled me the most, right? After he'd finished, it just went deathly silent, and you just heard his pad go click.
And then you see the
You know what I
Starfield
mean?
logo pop up
As
again.
it brings back up on the screen again. Like,
What a
fucking
dick.
knobhead.
What a toss piece.
Imagine going viral for that though. Like, I don't know. It'll be back. It'll be on Kick, and people will enjoy that kind of content,
Yeah.
won't they? So I'm not gonna. It's whatever your hustle is, mate.
The thing is, though, like, you can choose your grind, and some people find a grind in being shit to other people because this is the worst thing is like it's not black and white. Like what you might see as right and wrong, as light and dark, as the dark side of the force versus the light and all that sort of shit. Other people see their side of the force as the light side of the force. So if he's peddling, no, get these fucking pronouns out of here and stuff like that, he's not seeing the fact that he's squashing another people's right to exist as how they want to be, or what they want to be referenced as. He's seeing that as an infringement on his freedom, but there's other people that see that as well. If you're infringing someone's freedom, you are in the wrong, air quotes, from their perspective. So we might see him being a whopper on stream, but there's a lot of people that are moving over to the light on his perspective. So that's where it's fucking bizarre. So like you say, he'll move over to Kick and they'll just carry. That's probably made him now, because I'd never heard of him. I'd never seen him. All I just saw was a lot of gammons in his responses going, "Oh, it's Babyface doing what Babyface does." Well, being a dick.
Spot on. I hate that, mate. Spot on.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah, there's always a certain caliber of a person that always replies with "spot on," and you just know. You just know.
Get the fuck.
What kind of person they are. Yeah, it's just spot on. Spot on.
Tell you what, is spot on. Our timing, actually it's not, it's 5 minutes over an hour, so we need to wrap this up. So let me jump back through the rest of the comments. Dreamcast guy, chappers, is that him, Dreamcast guy, or was there another
I know
one?
Who Dreamcast guy is, and it's not who's in that video.
Okay, I don't know Dreamcast guy. That bald twat who burst a blood vessel, about the same thing. Yes, that guy. Yeah. Yeah, said how shit it was going to be, how stupid it was that there was thousands of planets, but on a fraction of them populated. Now, has done a video saying maybe he was wrong-ish. Oh, so he's turned around? He said he was wrong? Has he? Interesting.
Because his employers have been like, "You're a fucking idiot. You're out of here."
Yeah, get the fuck out. Hear me out here. This will make you chuckle. He's whinging that an RPG game asks if you have he, him, or she, her, or they, them pronouns once and then never again. I mean, to be fair, that is stupid, really, because we jump into video games to escape from reality. And what was the other shit that they were saying? Sarcasm, by the way. It was like, I can't remember. Basically, video games are an escape from normality, so you shouldn't have that sort of stuff in it. It's like that's it's not an escape from normality. That from your side of things, it's just language. You're flying on a ship to all these fucking different worlds.
He's going to be absolutely furious when he finds out that they're going to be asking him if he wants to be a high elf or a maid or something like that.
High elf. So there is multiple times of multiple. What's wrong with the days when we just had elves? Why do we have to have all these different types? Get to fuck.
Stoner elf. You know what I mean?
I mean, the thing is, though, I bet he probably loves the idea that there's high elves and non-stoned elves and all this. Oh, there's all these different, vibrant elves, but there's different types of human being, or the way people relate to. Oh no, fuck that shit. No, I'm happy for different fictional societies to have that level of stuff, but me in my real world, nah. All right, settle down, mate. Settle down. Anyway. I cannot play this game now, I know that. Him and a bunch of other absolute freaks have been whinging and spitting the dummy about pronouns in an RPG game. Guys are total snowflake. Right-wing nut jobs have gone insane because you RPG in an RPG. Adventurist! Now then, can we get a
What a guy.
Okay,
What's a guy?
I don't know the Halo tune, so that's as close as I can get. Starfield! Stole a roll of duct tape, got caught, bundled into a ship, and forced to join the Crimson Fleet. Nice. Make a note. Steal duct tape. Nice. Okay, that's what I'll try that my first run through. How are we doing, Alistair? Bibby, what was D&D Dark Alliance?
Oh god, yeah. That was what a shocking game that was.
D&D. Oh, it's gone. Dark Alliance. Haha, what a game. Pure gash.
Yeah, genuine.
Gotta give them these types in it. Red Dead 2 didn't sink in for me for the first 5-6 hours, but maybe it's one of my top 3 favorite games of all time. Do you know what? I didn't not enjoy it. But I was like 2 out of 3 chapters in and stopped and haven't gone back to it since. So, yeah. Stick with a huge RPG and you'll be rewarded. Well, that's the point. Like, Bethesda won't be abandoned. Redfall won't be abandoned. Okay, well, that's not an RPG, but Starfield, people are abandoning it after 30 minutes. And it's like, you need to give it the hours, mate.
30 minutes, like, oh my God.
I did see...
You know what? That's like one match on eFootball or FIFA, that, innit? Like, including sorting your team out, finding an opponent, going in, making sure that the condition's okay, playing through the game, and then finishing the final whistle. That's about half an hour. Imagine that being your opening sequence of an MMO/open world game. Oh,
I saw someone pissing and moaning the other day, and I can't remember her name. She was a streamer, content creator, and she weighed in on the pronouns thing as well. Like, I can't believe, it was like I almost gave it up because of the pronouns thing, and then went on to say, like, but what made me give up on this game was the fact that it had bugs and it had this, that, and the other, and so on, and I refunded my trial run kind of thing. So it's like multiple levels here then. So pronouns, you're angry at people just choosing to be called something. You do realize that people also have different names. They're not all called Steve everywhere. It's pretty much the same thing. It's just language used to describe another person. Chill out. So okay, we've got the pronouns thing. Then there was bugs and stuff. This is a Bethesda game in early access. The game isn't actually out until Wednesday, and we all know Bethesda games at launch usually have some bugs. All right, so you've already got that bit wrong as well. And then you've refunded before you've even got 2 hours in. Yeah. You were already angry before you fucking started this game. Let's be honest. Chill the fuck out, mate. Okay, 100%. Plenty of people gone full grifter for no reason. Such a shame about Tim and Doc going for it after their buddy Nick Merckx revealed he was a Nazi. Is that... Oh, that was the school thing, wasn't it? Like, or something a few months ago. Anyway, do you know what? We'll leave it there. Once we get the word Nazi, I think it's time for us to move on from there. Nice. Okay. Can't find my scrolling thing. The bald dude was like, I play games to get away from California. Pretty sure he lives in fucking Norfolk. Also funny when these grifters go mad for pronouns, but say I, you, us, him, they, she, etc. in their rant because they've no language comprehension. Exactly. It's not language. It's just an assault on their rights. What those rights are or why, they don't know. They're just angry. Someone's told him to be angry. Anyway, I digress. Funny as fuck watching him go insane while I enjoy games. I meant his rating scale. What score would he give D&D? Yeah, what score would you give D&D, babe?
That is a 3. The game booted up. It worked kind of. The frame rate was all over. Yeah, it's a solid 3.
I enjoyed watching it. I completely enjoyed watching you and Tudor play that game. I knew what was happening at all times. It was great.
It's like it was like genuinely a PowerPoint presentation.
It wasn't great. It wasn't great. Speaking about things that aren't great, let's jump into our final story today. We'll have to be quick on this one because we are over time. But Andy Robinson at VGC this time says Actors Union SAG-AFTRA could launch video game strikes over wages and AI. So the union says it's reached a stalemate in negotiations with game companies. So SAG-AFTRA, the union for US actors, is moving towards a potential strike against video game publishers. It's announced. The union, which is behind the Hollywood actors strike, which has taken place since July, said on Friday it had authorized a members' vote after it reached a stalemate in negotiations with game companies such as Activision and Take-Two over wages and AI protection. SAG-AFTRA is seeking an 11% increase in wages for game performers, which is the same it's seeking for those who work under film and television contracts. It also wants protections from AI, which it says poses a threat to performers' artistry and livelihoods. The companies in negotiations include Activision, Disney, Electronic Arts, Epic Games, Insomniac Games, Take-Two Productions, and WB Games. SAG-AFTRA has a separate contract with video game publishers that was recently extended to November 2024 to allow talks to continue. Quote, once again, we are facing employer greed and disrespect. Once again, artificial intelligence is putting our members in jeopardy of reducing their opportunity to work. And once again, SAG-AFTRA is standing up to tyranny on behalf of its members, said SAG-AFTRA President Fran Drescher. SAG-AFTRA's chief negotiator, Duncan Crabtree Ireland, added, quote, "The voice and performance capture artists who bring video game characters to life deserve a contract that reflects the value they bring to the multi-billion-dollar gaming industry. Voice and performance capture AI are already among the most advanced uses of AI. The threat is here, and it is real. Without contractual protections, the employers are asking performers to unknowingly participate in the extinction of their artistry and livelihoods." We'll stop there. So, SAG-AFTRA. We don't know all the ins and outs of this, by the way, so we are commentating this from a very, probably going to get it wrong standpoint, so please bear with. But the simple gist that you can take away is that hardworking people aren't being paid enough, and now having to not even compete with, but work alongside and improve AI, which is effectively being used to replace them and make them less valuable. SAG-AFTRA wants to make sure that these people are being paid a fair crack and will have some security going forward. Surely that's not a bad thing. What are your thoughts, babe?
Literally, is it too much to ask? I don't think anything else needs to be said on the back of that. Is it too much to ask? The strikes going on all around the world for whatever reason at this moment in time, and a lot of them are absolutely justified, and this is just another one of them.
100%. There's a poster in the article that we had on screen, and it says, "It shouldn't take all this to do the right thing." And that's literally what it is. They're asking for an 11% pay rise on people that are massively underpaid. And we've seen video games prices go from £50 to £70, which a lot of people still can't comprehend and don't like that. I don't mind. I've said before, video games costing £70 because pound for pound, what you'd pay versus other mediums, great value. But if video games have gone up, almost 50%, what is it, 40-odd% increase? I can't maths that well. You guys can do it for me. If that is a 40-odd% increase, surely everyone's getting 40% more, right? No, because the people that are doing the actual work at the end of it, the creative guys in not just the production side, but the performance side, the voice actors, the motion actors, and so on, they're asking for 11%, but yet prices have gone up 40%. So something's not quite maths in there. So yeah, just pay good people good wages. It's not difficult. Surely it's pretty simple. It shouldn't take all this to do the right thing, says that poster. And yeah, there we are. But it's not a strange thing in today's world. A lot of people are incredibly rich, while a lot of hardworking people are being taken for a ride. And here we are in 2023. Hi, welcome into the stream. And we're going to end things there, sadly, though. But we did have a good show talking about The Last of Us 3 confirmed, but not confirmed, but confirmed. Also, Starfield has hit over 230,000 concurrent players in its first 2 hours on Steam. Says... Well, SteamDB, as the Bethesda game, is smashing it. Not like the Bethesda game Redfall, which hasn't been smashing it, but Bethesda are going to stick with it and make sure it's good. And SAG-AFTRA are sticking with, well, decency, as they are proposing strikes if people don't get paid good wages in video games, and all power to them. Yes, please. You forget common sense is no longer common. Touche. The price increase is nuanced. Yes, they cost more to produce, but sales volumes are higher, and it's not a one... and out payment anymore. Most games have continued monetization streams. Yeah, season passes, battle passes, in-game skins, and stuff. Yes. But, you might work to make that stuff exist. Doesn't mean that you're worth it, mate. You just give us your time and your voice and all the other stuff. And yeah. I blame them Tories. Says P on it.
Same.
Anyway, we're going to wrap things up. Thank you for sticking around. We appreciate you for joining us for 17 parts of The Scoop, because my internet is dog shit. I will go on Bollock Sky. I'm going to try and get my Skybox replaced. I'm going to jump on a call. It'll probably take me an hour, so we'll see. Might not get it done today because got calls and stuff in less than an hour, but it is what it is. We will be back, hopefully tomorrow, with another episode of The Scoop. We'll see. Myself and Baby will be in the studio. There is fixing of stuff that needs to be done, so there might not be one, but we'll spend some time trying to fix that stuff so that we are set and we can just roll with a 5-day Scoop week, as we should have been doing up until this last couple of months because we've been busy. We'll hopefully try and get that stuff fixed, and then we planning a return to Chasing Crates with Mates this week. Yes, should be back on Wednesday evening with Chasing Crates, and Saturday morning Chasing Crates, and assuming Friday for some DMZ / Nietzsche123 with the BIB on the COD on the ICU.
Yes, hoping so. Yeah, I need to speak to Nietzsche and see what his availability is like this week. But yeah, Friday, we're looking good. I mean, if no one's available, then I might stream some Starfield or something. But yeah, I'm hoping to get some more DMZ stuff done because we've been doing well. Well, I said the last 2 weeks. The last week and a half, we've been doing all right. A week before last on Friday, the opening, we lost like 3 in a row. But we've actually been doing quite well since then. So yeah, I'm hoping to try and get some more extracts coming through. I think the new season starts relatively soon as well. I need to try and find the dates for that one. So yeah, we're looking good. We're looking good at the moment. We're shaping up nicely.
I mean, I've played DMZ twice and both times managed to extract. So at 100% success rate over here.
Heart-pounding situations in modern gaming.
That was fucking intense.
Yeah.
My God, we played DMZ. If you missed it, a couple of weeks ago, we played DMZ on a Friday evening, and we played the first game, and it was pretty uneventful. Like we got some stuff. We may have had a couple of scuffles with AIs and stuff, and then we tried to extract, and a couple of people shot at us, and it was fine, gone. The next game, fucking Wobbles was down. We did like clutch reses. We were in the blue. We were about to die. We got in a vehicle. We got out the blue. The only extraction point left was the end extraction point that everyone was going to. We got there first, and it was all pretty clear. And then realized we had 3.5 minutes, and everyone else had 3.5 minutes, and everyone else started barreling down on us. And oh my fucking God, it was and then we fucking eventually got out, and it was intense as fuck. So yeah, if you haven't watched that stream, do yourself a favor and watch it back, because you might not hear it because Bibby was streaming it, but my God, I was sat in this room fucking hyped.
It was so good.
It was so good. So good. Tell you what else is so good. The new ICU merch. Check out our socials a little bit later on today. Bibby will go up, open our stuff. Hopefully it's not all broken, and hopefully it's worth pictures to put on social media. If not, we'll give you a game instead. But someone that is a follower on our channel, if you subscriber on our channel, if you're subbed within the next 2 hours, we will do an export at 3 o'clock this afternoon. If you're a sub before when 3 o'clock comes, as we do that export, you'll be in the list, and everyone will be in a chance to win a brand new ICU hat. We have a new design, fresh for 2023. So do feel free to check that out. And one person, we'll probably draw it on stream if we can get the stream going tomorrow, will win themselves a hat. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. But that is it from us. We will disappear. As mentioned, lots of stream content this week. Hopefully we can bring you a 5-day scoop week. It might not be the case if we can't fix things in the studio, but we'll have video game stuff as air quotes normal alongside that. So do feel free to join us for the rest of that. But before then, Mr. Bibb, is there all you'd like to add?
Yes, again, thank you very much for joining us for this 17-part episode of The Scoop to start your week off. So if you want to help shape any of the remaining shows this week, there's 2 ways you can do so. First of all, find us on social media to Ice Cream Runnels across all major social media platforms, or alternatively, get involved with our Discord. If you're listening to this on any of our on-demand services, go into the description below. All the links that you require will be listed there. All we need from you is the URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show. It should be at what time? Potentially tomorrow, Mr. Graham.
10 a.m. Phony says it will cost £1.50 to get it delivered. Touche.
I don't know why that is. Honestly, if there's anybody out there that's had to pay for their delivery, come and message me in Discord, and I will get that sorted out for you. I've paid what they asked me to pay for the weight and the size of the parcel. I don't know why you're getting charged more.
Yeah,
we've sent out thousands of parcels from this office before, so I don't understand why they're asking you to pay more. So literally, just let me know if you've had to pay, and we'll get that sorted out for you.
Yeah, so Neil said same, and someone said Lotus. I've not spoken to Triggermeister, but someone said he had to do the same as well. I think it might have been Tito. But yeah, what the fuck? Royal Mail? I think
we sent out like 12 of them, so I'll be interested to find out the other 9 if they've had to as well.
Yeah, so we work in an office, obviously, and we literally have to give the sizes, and we have to weigh it and everything. Fuck. So yeah, Royal Mail, fuck it. Or maybe it's just Bibby over there just chatting with his
there's definitely a high possibility that is the case as well.
Thieving bastards. I see you, not Royal Mail. Confirmed. Anyway, so yeah, when we get the new hats, they are air quotes £17, air quotes, including air quotes postage and packaging, air quotes, and absolutely will not be charged by our Mr. Friend Roy L. Mail. Is like this what it is. Literally, our mate Roy. He's just sticking a couple of quid on extra for himself. Can we get a couple of quid for that? Yeah, extra £1.50, mate. So there you go. I did get something asking for £1.50 when I got them from Wales on Thursday. Thought it was something my dad ordered, but now I'm not sure. It could be that. So yeah. some reason, Royal Mail, despite having the weight, size, and everything measurements, have decided that this now costs £1.50 more than what it had cost us already, which is stupid because it weighs like nothing. But there you go. Royal Mail do Royal Mail things. Anyway, we are going to disappear. If you have got a medal from us, please do feel free to reach out in the Discord. We will sort out getting the cash because we don't want you guys to be paying for that. Like Neil says, I don't care. I know it's not about caring, but it was something that we were doing nice for you guys. We didn't want you guys to foot any of the bills and stuff. The only times that would have been a thing is if we were shipping it internationally and it was going to cost an absolute fortune. But the idea was, we'll just get some cool medals and pass them out to people that look after us. But sometimes the internet be dicks. Obviously, it's only £1.50, and if you can't be arsed with that stuff, then okay, we appreciate you very much. But it might just be a case of we can reach out to Royal Mail and then get them to chalk it off and stuff because it shouldn't have been there from our perspective. But anyway, that's a different thing. We'll talk about that in the Discord, !Discord, if you want that link. It's probably in the chat, as we've got all the other social links in there because Tito and all the Mandem have looked after us, and we appreciate you looking after us, and that's why we look after you with the content. And we will back 10 a.m.-ish tomorrow with the next episode of The Scoop. Until next time. Oh, actually, stay frosty. Oh, stay frosty. But stick around for the raid. And then, stay frosty. Nailed it, yes. Nobody could tell.
Flawless victory.